Hello, welcome to my tarot channel. Please check for timestamps below for individual readings for Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Happy to have you. Please check the dialog box below so you can read about the readings I do and your personal accountability required. If you are celebrating the holidays, happy holidays. And last but not least, there will be a collective message at the end, so check out that timestamp as well. Let's hop in. Hello, Taurus gang. Let's get you some helpful messages, some insightful messages. What does the tarot want you to know in the coming weeks? Queen of Swords. Five of Pentacles, the Magician. Oh, and the Ten of Cups. All right, I like that. I like that. Let's see what the bottom of the deck is for the energy. The Lovers. Okay, so very likely something to do with a relationship. I feel like a lot of my Tauruses might be in a position where you are having to let someone down gently, that maybe you're not interested in them, or if this is career related, maybe you don't want to work with them anymore. Maybe you're giving references, or I'm sorry, giving notice, or yeah, it's almost like this idea of the cutting with the Queen of Swords, but that Venus energy of having to let something down gently. Especially with Venus and Scorpio right now, there's a lot of kind of endings and transformations and new beginnings in terms of our relationship and connections. And I do ultimately think it's for the better, but it's very bittersweet because I don't think you're wanting to hurt this person. I don't think you dislike them per se. It's just not a good fit either romantically or, monetarily. Maybe it's not a good fit for a job or a role or whatever it is. Maybe you're having to let someone go on your team. Ultimately, though, I feel like the message here is that you are trying to manifest something new, something that is more in alignment with your wants and needs and desires. And ultimately, it's making more room in your life so that you have that opportunity for, the Ten of Cups, the fairy tale ending, where it does feel like, you are appreciating and, in a sense, needing what is in your life, not just kind of keeping the extra stuff around to the riffraff. I have to be honest. I feel like you're going to get some cross watchers on this reading that are not loving this message. I already feel a little bit of heartbrokenness, and it's tricky, right? It's a slippery slope. But it doesn't have to be, because ultimately I think you're trying to give this person the gift of clarity. But you do kind of have to draw a firm line in the sand, just so they know that where they stand and where you stand. And it doesn't make you a bad person. You don't have to feel guilty about it. I would almost look at it as you are releasing this person or this thing back into the world so that they can find their path and their destiny and find someone who's more in alignment with them, and vice versa. By not telling them the truth, by putting on sort of this kind of false make-believe, yeah, everything's good, we're fine, it's only hurting them, and it's sort of delaying the inevitable. I do like this Ten of Cups though. And I just feel like that it's super hopeful, and it's saying that things are going to get better. And for you, it almost feels like a little bit of disappointment, swing and a miss. Maybe you went on a dating app and you finally met up and it was just ooh, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be. That doesn't mean that's what every single encounter afterwards is going to be. That, right? But yeah, it's you're waiting for the perfect one. Or something that at least it gets you more stoked and more excited than what you are currently in. So yeah, that's the message there. We'll leave the Lovers out, why not? So tell me a little bit more. I kind of feel like this is romantic, and feel free to reverse the roles. Maybe you're the one who's feeling, left out in the cold. Maybe someone had to break the news to you that they didn't want to be with you or whatever. And I'm not here to ruin your day. I have to read the cards how I see them. But again, the message here is that this is making room for what's meant for you, not just kind of settling for something that's okay, or the energy isn't a good, energetic match. So for those who are looking for something better or different, or making some sort of final decisions in their life to leave something behind and make room for the good, what else can I tell Taurus in terms of what's coming in the next month or so? There you go, more soulmate energy. The Four of Wands, I like it. Any four is about stability, so a stable relationship, a stable job, a stable connection. But not only that, because it's Wands, it has huge potential for growth. Something or someone that inspires you, and vice versa, right? It's the 1111 card. It's that mirror back to you card. So yeah, something where it's just there's a little bit more seeing yourself in this person and vice versa. there may be a Gemini in the scenario here. It doesn't have to be with the Queen of Swords and the Lovers, possibly. Temperance, Sagittarius. So interesting. You have some kind of that the access of kind of Gemini, Sagittarius, someone who's really interested in learning and how the mind works. Maybe someone who is a teacher in some capacity, or just the idea that you guys are going to learn a great deal from each other. I also like Temperance in that I almost feel like it brings balance to your life. It doesn't cause uncomfortable energy or disruption or confusion or drama, or just that uncertainty of like, oh, this doesn't feel right, like something about it. It's like this person seems great and they seem like a wonderful person, but like the connection just isn't there. There's like a peace of mind that comes in with this next connection. Again, I'm viewing it romantically. You don't have to, but something about it just feels better and it brings you peace of mind. You're not all up in your head like, oh, this is weird, it's uncomfortable, yada, yada, yada. And I don't know, I'm kind of reading into like this little angel. It feels maybe like, being divinely guided to a better connection, to a better person, a better job, a better situation. And then the Nine of Swords. Yeah, don't be afraid to break something off if it's not feeling right to you. Trust that the universe is trying to bring in things to you that you're going to like and desire, but maybe there's sort of a test of, again, not settling. Not settling. And I guess sort of that anxiety of, it felt good to be in a relationship, so maybe I'll just stay in there pretending it's good versus being single. Maybe some of you are sort of just like, that's not going to feel good either, so maybe I'll wait a little bit. Again, I would do this person the service of letting them know the truth, bringing them on board with that. A lot of you may kind of be going through just like a very small bout of depression, which, this time of year is actually quite common. So by all means, seek help for it. Don't feel like you're in this battle alone. But I do think that's an important lesson too, is when you start practicing more self-love, better self-love, when you get comfortable being on your own, that's when the universe is going to take that as a cue from you that you're ready to be in a relationship now, because you do practice healthy boundaries and good self-love. And then King of Swords again. See, look at that. You have a pair. So, gender aside, gender's not important. The Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, ultimately, they're a pair. They're a good match. They balance each other out. They have qualities that the other person lacks and can, again, teach them a great deal. There's a lot of like teaching energy, learning from your person, learning about your stuff via a person who kind of mirrors things back to you that you need to work on. I actually really like that. But yeah, it's not to say it's all sunshine and roses. There's a little bit of peaks and valleys here, but you'll power through, Taurus. You always do. All right, let's get you a little saying card, something Taurus needs to hear. The fears we don't face become our limits. Anything else for Taurus? Enjoy it. It's happening. And your life is but one big adventure. That feels very Sagittarian. I feel like there's Sagittarius in here somewhere, like that energy. So maybe it's someone's rising sign or whatever. Whoops, wrong deck. And then these are just little key phrases, something Taurus needs to hear. Career. To dedicate my energy, time, and resources to an occupation, job, or profession, especially one requiring special learning, training, and experience. Maybe that's what this kind of teaching or air energy is. To commit to an occupation that is undertaken for a significant period of my life with opportunity for progress. To have a life work. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you this week. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon for more tarot. And do check out the collective reading at the end of this video. The timestamp is below. Bye, guys. Hello, Leo gang. Welcome to your tarot reading. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you for the next couple weeks. Happy holidays to all those who are celebrating. For Leo. Let's pull some cards for Leo. 10 of Wands, putting something down that you don't need. I actually feel like you have something very special to share with someone. And I mean, yes, it's the holidays. Maybe you have a big gift or a big surprise or, something for your person or for your family. I feel like you have like a big surprise, or metaphorically, if it's not a physical thing you're giving, it's like energetically you have so much to share. But some of you, it's like a mixed message. Like you're so excited to share something. So for some of you, there's an actual recipient. Others of you, it's like, I have so much to give and I have no outlet to like give this or put this somewhere. Or for a lot of you, it's like you have a lot of passion and enthusiasm and energy, but for some of you, it's like you feel like you're perpetually single, or you haven't met that right person that really lights your fire enough to be like, here's my heart. Like, this is like really cute. I feel like I've lost half of you already. You're just like, ew, no. I get it. It's a little bit cheesy, like Hallmark movie, but yeah, I mean, well, welcome to the Christmas deck, right? So, and then you have Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to say immediately keep looking, because there may actually be multiple people who are interested in you. I see you kicking ass at work. I see you working your tail off in a way, though, where, you know, don't burn the candle at both ends. Don't overdo it. Obviously, respect your mind, body, spirit, all those good things. You know, take care of yourself. Make sure you have, you know, time to recharge and unplug and focus on your body. That being said, though, I do see success at work, and you sort of kicking ass or busting your you-know-what, because it's like you do have goals in mind. You have this thing you're trying to achieve or get to, and I think you're sleeping peacefully at night knowing that maybe not everything is perfect and not everything is here in the moment now, but you're working towards something, and I think the universe in this tarot reading is wanting to recognize, like, you're doing a kick-ass job. Like, don't think nothing is going to come of this, because it absolutely will. Some of you have thrown yourself into work because you're not happy in a relationship, or just, again, it feels like a dead end, like you're perpetually single and there's no one out there that's going to match your energy. Be careful, because if that's your current energy of, like, you know, hopeless, nothing ever works out, that's kind of the energy that you're being matched with. So do your best to raise your vibration. Like, the enthusiasm you have for your long-term career goals and work stuff, that seems to be really like lighting you up right now. So I would encourage you to sort of view relationships again as that long-term goal. It has potential and opportunity. I know what I'm looking for, but, you know, I may have to roll up my sleeves and do a little bit of work to find it. It doesn't always happen easily, right? It doesn't always happen instantly. You know, you have to put in the time and effort, meaning you may have to go on a few dates. You may have to kiss a few frogs or whatever. I'm not saying you have to do that, but do you understand what I mean? Like, it's not something that's just going to be delivered to you in your lap. You have to, you know, show the universe that you're energetically invested in finding your person. There's something just so cute about this. Like, I just feel like the universe is wanting me to tell you, you know, like through me, that, like, you're doing a good job. Do not give up. Like, there's something really good coming in. You just can't see it yet. But the thing is, I think you sense it. Like, that fire burning in you. There's this inspired feeling that things are going to be okay, and they are. You have Six of Pentacles to the Ten of Cups. Like, I love that. There's something very generous about your nature. And I mean, I'm sure I've said this to you 1,000 times, but the ultimate, you know, gift of Leo energy is that the more you learn to shine your light and lean into your authenticity and who you are and celebrate that and put it on display for others to see, not necessarily in an egotistical way, just, you know, when you show up and be who you are, it inspires others to, like, live their best life and be who they are. So, like, it's win-win. It's like, you, just by being you, you're giving a gift to the universe. And I know that sometimes that can sound a little self-absorbed, but really, like, if you strip away the context of, like, the bells and whistles and the parade and the peacocking, like, the Leo energy is so great. It gives so much. It's so generous. So I think that's why it's taking longer for some of you Leos, is because, like, we're looking, I say we, the universe is looking to find someone who matches that energy of what you can give, and make sure you're not settling for something less than you deserve, right? Because ultimately, you need to be with someone who stokes the fire, so you can let that light shine. You can, you know, let that fire burn and inspire others, because if you're with someone who's putting out your fire, metaphorically, right? If you're with a sad sack or someone who's just negative or pessimistic, that's not going to work for you, right? You got to find your Ten of Cups person. Okay, I know this is cheesy, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know that It's a Wonderful Life, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. There's something very symbolic for some of my Leos about a bell or a bell ringing. It could be the name bell, that could be an address, that could be someone's first name. Like, I don't, you know, maybe it's a reference to the Disney thing. But it's something very significant to you. And maybe it quite literally is a bell ringing for some of you. Maybe some of you work at a school and there's, you know, bells that ring, or I don't know what it is, but I'm literally being told to, like, tell them about the bell. That may be a tattoo for some of you. And maybe that's going to become a symbol for you just simply by hearing this in the tarot reading. But there's something about a bell that is a sign from the universe that you are in alignment, that you're where you're supposed to be. So especially when you're feeling lost or something, if you hear that, if you see that, if you're reminded of that, that's a sign from the universe to, like, keep going, keep your chin up, because things are getting there. I feel like we're trying to move away from the Five of Pentacles. I do sense that a lot of you are in a relationship where maybe you just weren't respected, or you came to learn that this person didn't value you the way you had thought, and it was kind of crushing, as most relationships are that end in that kind of like, ooh, you're not who I thought you were. Or I think a lot of you feel like it was time wasted, like you were with someone for a period of time and you had high hopes for them and vice versa, but ultimately it wasn't a good match. And some of you are like, well, now I'm single again and it effing sucks. Like, but again, watch what you tell yourself. It doesn't have to suck, right? Make good use of that time kind of in the in-between. And I know that's easy for me to say, but oh, Leo, I just want to give you a big hug in this reading. Not because it's coming off as like, oh, poor Leo. It's just like, you're so close you don't even know it. I think you just need a little bit of a pep talk. Seven of Cups. Yeah, you're going to have romantic options coming in soon. And I do mean options, 2, if not even more. There may even be another Leo coming in. There's possibly a Pisces who's really into you. But they may live at a distance. Something about like this airplane is really sticking out to me. So, especially in Sagittarius season, that wouldn't surprise me. Make the most of going on adventures, going on, trips, long distance travels, go on, take yourself on a vacation. Maybe you're flying out to a conference or a seminar or whatever. It's very possible that you could meet somebody in transit, or someone who lives in a faraway place, right? Whether that's in the same country or a different country or a few states over, whatever it is. There could be someone coming in from a distance. I love this. And it's like very surprising. There's something about a very loud noise. Like it's very booming, or they drop something, or like I'm literally getting like the sound of like a dish breaking. I have no context for what this is, Leo, but I almost think it's like this person comes in with a bang. It's like they can't not be seen, and I think you're kind of startled or taken aback by it. And I think initially I can sort of get this energy of you're like rolling your eyes of like, oh my God, who is this clown? But it's actually kind of like, it actually turns out to be something that may be a nice connection for you. This feels very Sagittarian, so some of you may have a connection with a Sagittarius or a Pisces, or I don't know, a Virgo. But there's something about this, like it's very loud, bombastic, booming energy, or maybe not bombastic, but like you can't not see this person because they come in with a bang. And so tell me a little bit more. The Nine of Wands. Oh, so I don't get that. What is the Nine of Wands? Oh, okay. So this person overcompensates. They come off as very showy and very confident. And ironically, that's something that you sort of write off as like, oh God, there's so much. Like you just, again, rolling your eyes. But it actually comes from a place of being a little bit insecure and not necessarily feeling like they were ever enough. Very likely in their family situation. So they've adapted their personality to be very like, I'm here, I'm big, I'm taking up space, because that's something they felt like they weren't allowed to do in their upbringing. So I'm not saying everything's perfect. Like clearly they have some stuff to work on, some self-worth issues. But again, by you just being you, shining your light, maybe offering them friendship or, kind words or whatever, there's something that they very much receive from you and appreciate. And I'm saying it goes both ways. I'm not exactly sure how, but there's something about this relationship. It's coming into you so that you benefit and learn something from it. Or maybe this is you. Maybe this whole, like, I shine really bright and loud. Maybe it's overcompensating because you're actually quite scared to do that, but you're doing it anyway. And so in that sense, it's like, yeah, roll the dice, take some risks. I would say be authentic. That's important, but don't be afraid to take up space and let your light shine. We've said that. But for some of you, this person may have served overseas or be in the military, the army, something like that. I only say that because you kind of have the warrior card. And it is sometimes the wounded warrior card, so something about maybe like PTSD. I don't know if that's for everybody out there, but just little confirmations for those wondering. And then tell me about this Ten of Cups for Leo. This kind of turned into a romantic reading. I didn't mean for it to, but that's just kind of seems like the way it wants to go. Work looks good. Work looks busy though, so make sure you take time to rest and recharge. For those who are happy to see their family, for those who have a good relationship with their family, that looks really nice with Ten of Cups. There could be a very healing and cathartic conversation with the mother, whether you guys are best friends or at odds. There could be a nice little gesture from a mother or a maternal figure. Your mother may surprise you with some sort of Christmas gift or gesture that really like warms your heart. I like that very much. Some of you are going to be having a warm conversation via text or email with a Cancerian in your life. It could be someone from the past, possibly a friendship or a situationship, I don't know, a fling from the past. It doesn't have to be. It could be new. But very strong Cancerian energy where the words, the letters, the things they say, it's very warm. It's packed full of compliments, and I miss you, and I think you're so great, and I hope you're doing well. Maybe you get a Christmas card in the mail. It could be something like that. But I think it's due because it reminds you of, like, you know, that you are wonderful and that you do deserve good things. And I think you need to be reminded of that because someone maybe recently made you question that. But understand that the universe kind of is decluttering and helping you streamline and get things out of your life that you've outgrown or no longer serve you. And it really is making room for new things. I'm intrigued by the Sagittarius, but it could go either way. I see you being a little bit like, ugh, about it. And my Sagittarians are watching this and they're so offended. But like, maybe. Again, don't take everything, or don't judge a book by its cover, because there's a lot more to it than they first present as. So, all right, let's get you a little phrase, something that would be helpful for the Leos to hear. These are just little inspiration, motivation quotes and cards. Ooh, that one came right out. For Leo, I can make good decisions. Yeah, trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Absolutely. Trust your intuition, especially about your 10 of Cups. Like your fairy tale ending, your Cinderella story, your dream come true, whatever that is, you know. So don't like, again, dim your light to fit into someone else's box or life or perspective. You already know what you want, so don't settle. Everything will work out in the end. Absolutely. One more for Leo. For Leo. Oh, you got two more. Sneaky. Don't let what you can't stop you from doing. Sorry, let me try that again. Don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. And then life is the best gift. Mercury's in retrograde. My reading skills have just plummeted. And then one card for Leo. These are just keywords, key phrases. Calm, to be pleasantly free from strong emotions or stressful activity. I'm going to pair that with your Four of Swords. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and check out the collective reading at the end. There is a timestamp for that. Happy holidays. All right, what is up, lovely Scorpio people? Welcome to your tarot reading. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you for the coming weeks. I hope these messages find you well, Scorpio. And happy holidays for those who are celebrating. Scorpio. Strength, starting it off good. I like it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, let's look at these. Let's look at your cards. I feel like I want to look at them all in one line, which I don't usually do, but we'll see. All right, Scorpio. So starting off with the Strength card, a little bit of Leo energy. So it might be that a Leo's coming into your life or is in your life presently. If not, it has to do with your own personal path of growth and self-development, sharing your gifts and talents with the world. I love this depiction of strength. I think that's really awesome, really cute. I'm using a Christmas-themed tarot deck, of course. Then it goes right into the Hermit. So I love when cards appear in numerical order, 8 to the 9. Sharing your gifts and then going off on some new sort of soul-searching, soul-seeking adventure. Leo to Virgo. So it's almost like going from a place of working on yourself and being more self-focused, in a sense, and then sort of, I'm not sure what a good word for it is, channeling that into something for the greater good, into an act of service for other people where other people benefit. And then you have the Knight of Cups. I'm going to try and find the storyline here. I'm just kind of looking at the pieces so far, so hang with me. We have Knight of Cups to the Knight of Pentacles, so we have two knights. Again, something about right in a row. Everything's lining up, like it's all in order. That's a metaphor for some of you, but for some of you, that's like a literal, like, I don't know if you're organizing or doing something or organizing people, but it's like you're putting things just in order. Very Virgo energy for sure. And then you have Six of Pentacles. So again, equally balanced, equally distributed, making sure everyone's seen, everyone's heard. And then you have the King of Swords. I like your cards. I don't see any super challenging ones, which may be a relief to you guys, right? Venus is moving through Scorpio right now, so you're getting kind of some extra cushy, hopefully comfort, a little bit of love. Venus is kind of an unusual planet in terms of how it interacts in Scorpio energy, but that's not a bad thing. It's sort of understanding the behaviors that we ourselves are accountable for in relationships and how we interact with others. But with Scorpio, it's very intense. It's in a very extreme way. So it can be falling in love very hard and very passionately. But there's also been some squares to Neptune recently. So like it's, it's kind of one of those things, can I believe what I'm seeing, or can I believe what I'm feeling? And that can be a little bit Knight of Cups, like hopeless romantic, but then it kind of turns into the Knight of Pentacles. So there's a dose of reality with the Knight of Pentacles. Again, two very strong cards of Virgo energy. Is it practical? Can I make it work? Is this grounded in reality, essentially? And then I even like, not that these are both kind of Pisces and Neptune cards, but like the color tones are similar. So I'm always getting like a back forth. Maybe you're doing a little bit of both. As we were saying, something about getting things in order or things in alignment. Your reading is kind of bizarre, Scorpio. But yeah, I'm getting like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I feel like there's a good song that has those lyrics. Anyway, Six of Pentacles. Some of you may be doing charity work around Christmas. That would totally make sense. Or giving of yourself, being extra generous, being extra kind, being extra sweet. My Scorpios all. And then King of Swords. Feeling good about yourself. The first thing I get from this is actually good mental health. I don't know if some of you, that's been a challenge for some of you recently. It certainly may have been. But yeah, it feels like you're coming off of a good spot. I think if you tend to sort of foray into the realm of dreamy, hopeless romantic, and you might, right? You're a water sign. Maybe you have placements in Pisces or whatever. Maybe you have a strong Neptune in your chart. If you do tend to be like hopeless romantic, glass half full, but also kind of being met with this disappointment or disillusion that like nothing ever meets my expectations, it seems like you're focused a lot more on what you can control, what is, reality for you right now, what is practical. Like no time for drama. That's kind of very Virgo energy. Like, this is what I'm doing, nose to the grindstone. Like, you're either with me or you're against me. That feels very Scorpio. Like, you're either in it or you're not. But with that, I don't think there's a harsh energy about you. Again, there's something really like kind and giving of your time and attention. But I don't know, it brings you a sense of mental clarity and like mental stability is a weird way to put it, but I mean, it's actually a really good phrase in terms of King of Swords with Knight of Pentacles. It's like mental clarity, mental stability, feeling like things are adding up just right. Feeling like your efforts and your time and what you're putting yourself into, you're getting the reward from it, or seeing that it's not only benefiting you, but benefiting other people. Then you have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, you're definitely like saying goodbye to something that was like a mini blow to the ego. Or I always say with the Ten of Swords, like, it's the depiction of this is funny. It's like throwing toys in the fireplace. But I actually think that's probably very appropriate for what's going on. And then you have the Sun card. This feels like someone has a crush on you, but we're going to get to that in a minute. The Ten of Swords is typically something that it's a long time coming. It's like chiseling away at something that really needs to change on a mental level, a habit, a belief, a perception of something. And it's not necessarily like your fault. It's probably something that was ingrained in you for many years, or something you learned through behaviors, among others, but it's not necessarily true for you. And I think with the King of Swords, you're decluttering. You're like clearing things out a little bit to be like, this doesn't serve me anymore. But in a weird way, when you've held on to a belief or, a thought or something for so long, and it turns out to be contradictory or not true, or again, an illusion surrounding it, there can be sort of a grieving process of letting go of that old version of yourself, in a sense. Sometimes, I don't know, Ten of Swords can be like a mini ego death, where you maybe got kind of a reality check, a harsh dose of reality. And with that, it's like, ooh, that didn't feel great. But ultimately, Scorpio, it's aligning you to your destiny and what you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to go, what you're supposed to become. So, take it in stride, take it with good graces, if you will. Especially because of the depiction in this card. Something from your childhood may have triggered you recently. And I'm just sort of getting expectation versus reality. And I'm sorry the reading was a little clunky at the beginning. I totally acknowledge that and felt that too. But this sort of a little bit here, a little bit there. I think you're kind of weighing things out, or I'm hearing the word compensating, but it's almost like you're trying to serve both, which in some ways I think is healthy, establishing more balance so you're not operating from this all or nothing extreme point. But I think slowly you're going to realize what is worth your time and energy, and that maybe something that you're giving to isn't actually a reflection of where you are in your current path right now. So I'm just putting that out there. Be open to having sort of a change perspective or a change point of view. Again, this wouldn't be something that happens suddenly overnight where you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. This is something that's kind of nagging at you that like, yeah, like I feel like maybe this isn't the best for me, but it's what I've always done, so I don't know any different. And like, I think slowly you're going to be able to sort of release that. And even this feels very Scorpio. The way the Ten of Swords is like shown with fire, it's like you guys are like that phoenix from the ashes, you know, that transformational sign. So something here is changing, likely around Christmas time, right? It's probably a timestamp. Holiday season, right? I know not everybody out there is celebrating, but yeah, I would say like late December, early to mid-January, there's going to be something that you're being asked to let go of, and that's going to sort of force you down a different path. With the Hermit card, there's almost like I'm going to say a small spiritual awakening of sorts, where you're like, you just like your intuition is guiding you in another spot. But I think that's sort of what I was getting at, is like you're apprehensive because other times it feels like your intuition has failed you. Like, oh, I thought it was going this direction, but then that didn't happen. So I think your approach to grounded reality, but still kind of keeping this open to the opportunity of being at the right place at the right time, and letting the universe kind of guide you. I think that's important. You like both. It's, you know, water and earth, which are opposing signs. So again, that yin yang, that push pull, that's very important. But I do see you being in a better headspace than you have been. Maybe you're stressed around the holidays. Maybe things are tense with family, etc., etc. Let's talk about this, because I feel like these two are related. You have two very strong cards of Leo. So again, shine your light into the world unapologetically. Don't hide yourself, you know, try not to go into hermit mode too much around the holidays, even though I'm sure being around people can be tense and stressful for any water sign, because you guys are so kind of alert and sensitive and tuned into what's going on. It's like you frequently take in those energies. So again, practice good boundaries. You know, no is a full sentence. You don't have to over explain yourself if you don't want to do something. I feel like somebody wants to share something with you. I just got something about like cologne or perfume, or the senses. Does that make sense to anybody? I don't even really know what that is, but I'd like something about like, I feel really cheesy saying this, but something about like the floating in of perfume or cologne, or smelling something that is alluring or intriguing. I don't know. Maybe you guys are going on a date, or you've met someone, and I almost don't want to get rid of that sun card because I like it so much. I feel like it's telling me, hold on to it. Something about the senses. It's like something about it is intriguing or interesting. Yeah, I feel like you accidentally walk into a new connection that you did not see coming at all. You were completely like, I don't know if blindsided is the right word, but you didn't see it coming, and it's like, it's really good. It's really good for you. It feels really nice. It's warm, it's comforting, it's real, it's authentic. It may push you out of your comfort zone a little bit, maybe because this person is a little bit more forward, or something about they're just a little bit more bright and cheery than you're used to. And so I think at first you may write it off as inauthentic, but that's not the case at all. It's just, it's opening you up to kind of a new energy. And for those who aren't looking for romance, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a friend or a new coworker. This could be a really strong bond and a strong friendship. So do your best not to judge it too harshly and write it off, because this could be this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. That sounds cheesy, but that's really what I'm getting with the very strong Leo energy. It's like energy that matches yours in a sense. I'm not saying you're identical. I'm not saying you're the same person, but in terms of the values, your core values, what you want, what you believe in, there's something that's very like simpatico here. I really like that. And this just looks very like doe-eyed and dreamy, and someone who's like, they're into you, but in a weird way, it's like they're moving away. And so for some of you, that might quite be literally, that's kind of a bummer of a message, like goodbye. But I don't know, it's like, part of me wants to say time is of the essence. Like if this is intriguing or interesting to you, you need to jump on it. Scorpio's like, sounds good, rolls up their sleeves. Page of Wands, yeah, like there's cute flirtation, or if it's not flirtation, there's like just fun, warm, witty banter. There's something youthful and like a, not immature, but a childlike energy in terms of like, it feels like butterflies, you know, like when you get that crush in junior high or high school or whatever. It kind of feels like that sort of like, I got a little crush on them. Like, it's very cute. But yeah, okay, cool. But then there's the King of Wands. I was about to say, but it doesn't feel immature. It doesn't feel like anyone's playing games. It feels like this is starting off small with like a bit of potential. And like, maybe that's what these two knights are, is that you guys, you complete me. There's good compatibility there. It's like you guys both bring something to the table and maybe balance each other out in a cool way. Again, Six of Pentacles. And then you have King of Swords and King of Wands. So yeah, I mean, lots of Leo potential. You have 3 very strong cards of Leo. I like that. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, sign doesn't really matter, but essentially what I was going to say as I lose my train of thought is it starts off small, but it's actually quite a big offer. Like, don't just write it off as a Page of Wands, just like a random connection, you know, meeting somebody in the hallway, you know. It really, like, it feels like right place at the right time, and the universe is sort of giving you an opportunity to maybe invest a little bit more and see where this goes, because it has King of Wand potential. Scorpio, are you kidding me? Like, this took a turn for the better, absolutely. But it will force you to release or let go of something that you've held on to for a very long time. Maybe it's a habit, maybe it's a behavior, maybe it's quite literally being this self-proclaimed bachelor, you know, I do things on my own, lone wolf. That can be very Scorpio energy, and that's fine to a certain point, but you know, maybe this opportunity or this relationship is a gift from the universe. So, hey, be open to it. All right, let's get you a random keyword, something that Scorpio may need to hear. Moderation. To avoid excess and extremes. Stop it. Are you kidding me? To avoid excess and extremes and to find the middle ground. To show temperance. To prefer to have just enough of something than too much or too little of any one thing. I feel like that's good advice for anybody, but it's my Scorpio moon is feeling that big time. I'm a person who lives their life in extremes, and it doesn't always serve me. So, I'm not picking on you, Scorpio, is what I'm saying. You guys know I love my Scorpio gang. I got a soft spot for my Scorpios. Quite literally, my moon is like, I love them. All right, being happy doesn't mean being perfect. And then one more for Scorpio. Anything is possible and everything can be. All right, Scorps, that's what I got for you. Please like the video, guys. Thanks for sticking around. There's a collective message at the end. You may want to check that out. The timestamp is below. Hello, Aquarius gang. Let's see what the tarot wants to tell you for the next couple of weeks coming. Happy holidays, guys. Hope you're doing well. This one kind of wants to came out in pairs. All right, so let's see. For Aquarius, I'm going to do this because those kind of came out together. Ooh, 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, love that. 8 of Cups. All right, so what are you walking away from? What are you emotionally detaching from? Where do you sort of have this intuition, this curiosity that there's something else more to be discovered? And what sacrifice do you have to make to get there? That's what the 8 of Cups kind of asks. It does ask us to practice emotional intelligence, knowing when something has sort of run its course, knowing when to walk away from something if it's no longer serving us, making us happy, or if it's impeding our growth, right? 8s are about liberation, so that's an important message in your reading. So let's see. King of Cups, King of Pentacles. All right. Interesting. I already feel like these two are sort of having a tete-a-tete, a disagreement, or nobody's wanting to give, you know, very fixed energy. We got Scorpio and Taurus energy here, though certainly this could represent, you know, I mean, it could represent internally you kind of having differing ideas and not knowing, you know, which path to choose, but likely it's probably an external person in your life. You may be among a group of people or people in your life who are kind of having a little argument, a quarrel, something like that. You know, maybe it's family. It's, you know, holiday time for a lot of people. So yeah, maybe there's a little drama. The Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know. For some of you, it's like an offer's being made and you choose to walk away from it. And so maybe I could kind of see this a couple ways. I could also see a message here too where I think this King of Pentacles is likely making an offer, and I don't know why, Aquarius, I'm just seeing you as the King of Cups right now. Male, female, the gender's not really a thing. Whatever you identify with, that's cool. I just think that because just based on the imagery alone, it's like the King of Pentacles is holding a coin and maybe extending it out, but it feels like there's an ultimatum or strings attached, if that makes sense. Like, it's not just a gesture of like, here's my heart, or here's a job, or here's a gift. It's very like, here, this is for you, but if you take this ... Like, and I don't know what that ... is, but it feels like, again, strings attached. That's the best way I would put it. And for you, it's like you recognize that and you know that, and so you're not falling for the trap. You're like, I'm going to go my own way. I do think there might be a Virgo reaching out to you for some reason. I don't know if that's romantic or, again, something for a job or friendship or whatever it is. You could be getting a job offer. But again, even so, I think you're going to consider it. It doesn't mean there's anything bad about this offer, but something about it isn't in alignment with like your long-term goals and wishes. It's like, for a lot of my Aquarians, it feels like you're ready to take a big emotional risk or venture off to do something slightly different than you've ever done before. And it's almost like you get an offer that will be pulling you back into the same pattern or the same habit or the same job description or the same type of relationship that you know the long term doesn't really serve you. So in that case, I would challenge you to kind of stick to your guns. And again, emotional fulfillment is really important. Like, with that kind of Scorpio King of Cups energy, like there's an extreme to like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to distance myself from it. I want to essentially like kill that part of my life off so that I can reinvent myself or transform, myself, my career, my relationship into something new. So it's kind of like Phoenix from the ashes. You're going to have to leave something behind, sacrifice something, say goodbye to something. And I think you're very ready to, but it's almost like the universe is testing you to see if you'll take the bait. Like, are you really ready? Or, are you going to get pulled back into this sort of, I don't want to say trap, but pulled back into, again, this old lifestyle or whatever it is, because there is sort of that questioning or that fear of the unknown, essentially. So, I don't know, though. I think most of you, though, you're going to go for it, whatever that means. The Two of Swords and the Ten of Cups, I see there are two messages here. I think as much as there may be enticing distractions or temptations, you have your eyes on, like, the goalpost, and it's like, no, like, I've decided this is what I'm doing. I also think you have a vision in your mind of what that Ten of Cups is going to look like, but more importantly, what it's going to feel like. And I think you have a taste for that. I think you have a craving for it. And so it's almost like you're not going to settle for low-hanging fruit, as I like to say with cheesy metaphors. Like, just because it's there and easy to grab, it doesn't mean it's delicious. It's just, and that's really a good metaphor for what this is. It's like, I'm going to aim higher. I may have to be more patient. It may take a little longer. It is going to challenge me in new ways. It's going to get me out of my comfort zone. But my goodness, won't it be worth it? And I mean, it does end with the Two of Cups. So you can choose to view this however you want, right? Whatever lens if this fits in your life, right? But for a lot of you, it does kind of seem romantic to me. I have to be honest. Again, it doesn't have to be, but for a lot of you, it's like there's a relationship where there's the temptation to like stay in it longer than you want to, or to, it's like give it another try, but like for the umpteenth time. It's sort of like that ex that just, they keep calling you back and you're like, I like them and I'm always going to love them, but they're not my forever person. But, it's safe, it's comfortable, yada, yada, yada. So like, I think a lot of you are finally reaching the point where you're ready to have kind of that momentum and stride towards something new. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you feel like the universe is kind of testing you a little bit, but at the same time, though, it's not to trick you. It's just to make sure you're emotionally ready. I also think, though, there's a really nice breadcrumb trail leading you to this like new beginning. But yes, stick to your guns. Do what feels right for you. That's very important with all this cup energy. There could be a new relationship coming into your life. Let's talk about that. For those who are looking, right? Possibly someone who's a redhead or who has red hair or something like that, strawberry blonde. I don't know. I'm just getting that. Oh yeah, 4 of Wands, and look at that. 8 of Wands too. So like swift, fast, rapid movement towards someone who's your soulmate, the 1111, right? Divine timing. When you decide to take a few steps forward, the universe matches that. So finding someone who's more in alignment with you. Taurus just got this card as well. And I always explain it as, any 4 in tarot, it's about stability. But with Wands, it's like, it's all about growth. There's huge potential for growth whenever we see Wands. And also the idea of sort of like the fiery passion and inspiration and being able to feed off each other's energy and support each other and be each other's cheerleader. I like that. It gives you like room to breathe. You're not being suffocated in a relationship, and maybe you were feeling a little bit that way here. It could be too that some distance from this. It's almost the opposite. You know how it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder? It's almost like when you actually choose to put a period at the end of the sentence and move away from whatever the situationship is, you actually don't miss it as much as you think. You know, you may be like a little bit shy or apprehensive because this person has always been like a fixed thing in your life. But with time and distance, and again, really focusing on your manifestations of what you truly want things to feel like and look like in your idealized, you know, vision here, I think the more you move away from this and you know, stepping stones towards this, you're going to be so glad you did. Just, it makes so much more sense. It's easier. There's an ease to it. It feels better. Yeah, your biggest enemy right now is self-doubt or questioning yourself, or again, fear of the unknown. And sometimes with the moon, maybe Pisces or Aries is involved, right? I see some zodiac signs there. Sometimes with the moon, there's this illusion. You know, with Piscean energy ruled by Neptune, there can be a lot of like clouds ahead or fogginess or just not being certain. And so allow things to unfold organically. Don't try and force the answer or force any sort of situation or circumstance. I also think that card is coming through too, though, because there's like a yearning. There's a yearning and a calling for something more. And so even though you can't necessarily put your finger on what it is, it's like your intuition is telling you, keep exploring, keep going further into this sort of, you know, spiritual journey, if you will, the spiritual awakening of something more, because I think it's going to feel really good, Aquarius. Ooh, this came right out. Let's see. The power of imagination makes us infinite. These are just little phrases that are sometimes things that may help you, something you need to hear. Whatever you are, be a good one. I like that one. That's cute. One more for Aquarius. Take the road less traveled and you'll find joy. Absolutely. I'm going to put that next to your 8 of Cups because those feel like they just go together. Take the road less traveled. You frequently do, though, don't you, Aquarius? I'm not going to tell you nothing. And then a keyword for Aquarius, something they need to hear. Self-determination. To have control and power over my own choices and therefore my own life. To have the personal authority, personal power to make an informed decision in alignment with my own best interests or my own estimation of what is right and good. Screenshot that. If you can see it. It's kind of blurry, isn't it? Come on, camera. Hopefully you got that. All right, thanks for joining me, Aquarius. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and do check out the collective message at the end of this reading. There is a timestamp for that. If this is where we part, happy holidays. Hope you guys are doing well. See you soon for more tarot. All right, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Let's get a general message, an oracle card for you all, something you need to hear in the month of December. For my fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. This one came right out. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget that you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on temporary human form. It is not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize that this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We are here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that the magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with the divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are loved, and we are all behind you. Something about the word unstoppable. It made me think of that song by Foxy Shazam. It's like a, oh my God, it's so great. It's like tub thumping. It gets you amped up. Listen to Unstoppable by Foxy Shazam and have a very happy holiday. Bye, guys.